Hi, Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the animated debut Boba Fett action figure here. And the reason I'm reviewing him on Christmas is Boba Fett's first appearance was in a holiday special, so yeah. And if you look at him closely, you can actually tell he does look like a Christmas ornament. He's so oddly colored, so I'm gonna say that, yeah, it's pretty legit. Okay, let's crack this guy open. Gotta love how wonderfully packed he was there. Let's take a look at the back there. Nice image of him with his spear. There he is in the cartoon. And there's other figures from the line, which those are a lot of cool figures. I only own I think 3 on this back. That's unfortunate. Okay, and then there's a little bit of a read up here. Let's see, it says, "Friend or foe, Boba Fett helps Chewie find a cure for the sleeping sickness that has infected Han and Luke. But he also tells Darth Vader of the rebels' location. The droids intercept his message and tell the rebels, but Fett escapes, promising that they will meet again." Let's see. And then over here it says, "Character profile. The first appearance of Boba Fett was in an animation short in the Star Wars Holiday Special, whose first and only televised airing was on November 17th, 1978. Yeah, that holiday special has just been tossed aside. It's very hard to get. Let's see, in the cartoon, Fett's clothing and armor are brighter, more colorful, and much less battle-worn than how they will appear in The Empire Strikes Back. This kind of tiny writing that's kind of faded. Let's see. While he still wears his jet backpack, well, why not call it a jetpack or something? A jet backpack. Look at that. That just seems stupid. Okay. He carries a twin-pronged weapon instead of his now trademark blaster. That's very nice. A crappy read up there, crappy image of him there, but what matters is the figure. Let's take a look here. You may notice that this is a bit worn. It's been in the sun, so I don't care about the packaging too much. And it says for ages 4 and up. Unfortunately, I'm 3, so legally I can't play with this. But reviewing it, however, is different. Let's take a look at the pamphlet here. Nice little look there. Let me get the focus in. Yeah, nice figures. It's too bad Star Wars doesn't make as many good figures as they... now they just have a bunch of little crappy articulated ones. Sure, these guys here weren't articulated well, but they still were better articulated than what we have now. Think about that. Okay, now let's take a look at Boba Fett here in his Christmas garb. He even comes with a little coin, which I believe the coins were started back in the Power of the Force line, I believe it's called. Yeah, that was the really rare line that it was still the vintage stuff, and it had Luke with his stormtrooper disguise and stuff, so I don't like that coin too much. It's very plain. Sounds cheap, but I know some people collect these, so yep, there's an animated debut Boba Fett coin, whatever. I don't know if that actually means anything to anyone, but let's see. There's his jetpack and his blaster, which is actually a completely different blaster than what we're used to seeing. I don't think I've seen any Boba Fett come with that one. And he comes with a holster on his side there. It slips in very hardly. It doesn't go in very well. Let's see. I don't think it's actually made too well, but yeah, it does fit in there after forcing it. And yeah, just the general look at first, he does look pretty good. And he's got a good feel to him. Let's get out some accessories. Here's his backpack. Snaps onto the back fairly well. And there's his spear, which is kind of thick and doesn't want to really fit in his hand. Let's take a look here. I don't know, it reminds me of some sort of eating utensil. That just doesn't look like, maybe it's like a branding iron. It just doesn't look like an actual battle weapon, which is probably why they dumped it for Empire Strikes Back. Let's stick that in his hand, maybe up here. Yeah, there we are. It fits all the way at the top, but it just doesn't work with him too well. There we are. Let's take a close look at him. He's got a nice marbled look to his helmet. It's kind of odd colored. Well, I guess if you consider him Boba Fett, everything is odd colored on him. It's got that weird tan color. There's the bunch of hair that he has collected there. Then there's his nice backpack, which has a little warpage there. Not a huge problem. Yeah, he has a holiday look about him. I'm not sure why. I guess, I don't know. In the cartoon, I don't think his colors actually look quite like this. They're a little more bright and vibrant, but I think they captured it fairly well. There's his gauntlet there, and let's see how the pistol works in his hand. The backpack fell off, and then the spear fell down, but we'll finally get to see how this freaking gun looks. There we are. The gun works perfectly. I think he can hold it fairly well, and it does look really cool. Get a close-up look there. Focus. Yeah, it's just a very nice gun overall. Let's set that down, set all of his weapons aside, and let's take a look at his articulation. Since he is well painted and definitely well sculpted, it just has a very Boba Fett look to him. You could just make him like another Mandalorian if you want, technically. I think that would work very well too. Okay, so let's take a look at the articulation starting at the head, which right now is kind of tight, but it does a full 360. Looks down that much, looks up that much, that's quite a bit. He can tilt his head to the side, and I like that because that's good for expressions, and I believe he does that. And sometimes he'll be holding his blaster like that. Looks cool. He also has the bullet on his head, by the way, but this is also articulated, so you can put it in some sort of targeting position, which I believe that's what it's supposed to be. And then his shoulder goes full 360. It's a little inhibited by the hair stuff here, but that's just a flexible plastic that's almost rubberish, but not quite. Then at the elbow, he does a full 360. Oh, at the shoulder, he can also move out to a right angle to his body. But at the shoulder, he's got a full 360 spin there, but if you take a look, it's weird. This is like an extra sculpted piece right here, where they have all these tubings, and they kind of add an extra bit there. I don't know, it looks odd. But then next articulation, you can bend that much in, bend that much out, and then at the gauntlet there, I guess, it's supposed to articulate, but on this one it's kind of tight, so I'm not getting anything there. And there's no wrist articulation, so that's basically in place. The other arm does just about everything the same, and the gauntlet goes 360, that's the biggest difference. Which the other one, even if it wasn't stuck, it would be able to do only about half of that because of these tubes. Okay, and then at the waist he does a full 360 spin, and at the hips can move his legs forward that much and backward that much. But keep in mind, he can't kick them outward because Star Wars always does it this way instead of having them on hinge, which I kind of prefer than having, like, I guess ball joint would be the way of describing that, is because it loosens up too much on these 3 3/4 inch figures. If you have G.I. Joe figures, you'll know they get all floppy. But Star Wars figures last a lot longer. Okay, here's him bending his knee to quite a bit of a degree. And let's see, full 360 spin at the knee as well. Pretty cool. And at the ankle, you can do full 360 spin, can move it upward and downward. And of course, there's no ankle pivot because 3 3/4 inch figures just don't tend to have that. So yeah, that's Holiday Boba Fett. I haven't personally seen the holiday special, but I've heard about it, and apparently is very, very awful. But I'm going to watch it, and then I'll tell you guys what I think about that, maybe. I don't know, what do you guys think? Have you ever seen the holiday special? Do you think this guy matches that very well? Is he a good figure? I don't know. Just let me know. And thank you guys for watching. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I don't know, say whatever you want about it, but I think it's probably one of the best times of the year. See you guys. Peace.